So I had debated about whether I would even do another update at this point or not for now. It's not that I'm quitting, but just that not a whole lot is going on. I will say that yesterday I made the decision to drop my daily caloric budget another 200 calories. I had it set to 2,000 a day, but I seem to be stalling out around 230 to 225 or so. And I realize that the math there doesn't quite line up. I'm about 5'10", and I do my fighting classes, weights. I'm training for that 5K thing I signed up for. I don't know if I mentioned that last time, but I do all this shit. And I'm about 5'10", 27 years old now. 2,000 calories a day and stalling out around 225. That clearly I'm eating more than 2,000 calories a day, and I'm just undercounting. But the thing is, figuring out how that undercounting is happening and addressing that, to me, seems like it would be more difficult than just cutting down my budget a little bit and kind of forcing it that way. I'm going to be real with you. I have no idea if that's the healthy thing to do or not. So please don't take this as like my advice or like me suggesting this is what I would do, etc. Like definitely keep in touch with your doctor and preferably also a mental health professional, and be really careful with this shit because you do not want to fuck with eating disorders, especially anorexia. But as for me, I still feel fine. I'm not dealing with any like excessive hunger, and I'm over a year into this, and you can see I'm not like, I don't look visibly like I'm struggling or anything. I'm not getting any of the like brain fog. I still have, enough muscle mass. Kind of wish I had more. That's another thing that makes me less worried about my mental state, is that it's not that I want to be like super skinny, because I don't. Like, honestly, if I ended up with like really skinny thighs in particular, I would fucking riot. Like, I would start trying to put weight back on if my thighs got too skinny. Because I want like big thighs. Like, I would prefer that it be mostly muscle rather than like, just having more body fat. But still, like, that's why I'm doing, like, I do a lot of where some people skip leg day. I most certainly don't. Leg day is at least like 3 times a week for me, and that's not counting like the MMA stuff and the running and all of that, like specifically just weights. Like, I really focus on lower body a lot. It's not just legs, but like glutes too, and like hip flexors and shit like that. So anyways, yeah, I'm not too worried about going too scant on my budget for now, but it is getting to that point where I need to draw a line somewhere, and I also need to realize, like, I can't just perpetually lose weight. Like, once I get to, I'm thinking around 170-ish to 180-ish. Once I get there, I really need to just fucking chill and see where I'm at. I don't want to go fucking overboard with it, and I am communicating regularly with my doctor over this. I need to, because I'm on hormones, I need to have follow-up appointments every so often anyways. So I'm already in there, and whenever we do my blood work for my hormones, we check all these like different metabolic markers. So like, there's the complete metabolic panel, there's a lipid panel, blah blah blah. So I'm keeping an eye on shit, and I'm making sure that, like, I'm not like deficient on electrolytes. The last time I had my blood test results, I saw that I was slightly low on iron. It was not enough that my doctor commented on it, like just barely below the low end of the reference range or whatever. But still, like, that's been bothering me. Like, I've been just fucking cramming in a mouthful of just raw, fresh spinach every now and then, and like putting pumpkin and sunflower seeds on shit like salads ever since I got that fucking blood test done because it just bothers me. Like, fuck, my iron's kind of low. Shit. So, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm trying to be. I don't know that I'm necessarily trying to be. I think it's just a matter of habit, really, or mindset. I don't know, but just something about me. I'm kind of particular about my nutrition at the moment, I guess. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about that. And I'm gonna see where this new budget takes me. I mean, it's obvious to me that my hormones definitely slow down my metabolism some, because whenever you're calculating like TDEE and shit like that, you factor in whether you're male or female. And while I have a Y chromosome, I have a dick and balls, blah blah blah, but I'm also on hormones like a trans woman. I'm not actually a trans woman, so I don't consider myself female. I still think of myself as male, but hormonally speaking, like that does affect my metabolism clearly. So my budget needs to be lower than it would be for like a normal male my age and size. So it makes things a bit more of a pain in the ass, a bit more frustrating. It's not particularly convenient for me, but that I don't take hormones as a matter of convenience. I take them because like my mind requires me that I do. So I'm just gonna have to deal with it. And it's the same situation with strength training, of course, is it's not very conducive to strength training or building muscle mass, but life ain't fair. So whatever, I deal with it. But that's there's not a whole lot else. My weight has stalled out since the last one pretty much, which it hasn't been that terribly long anyways. So I don't know. Now that I've dropped it down to 1800, maybe I'll get like a sudden big change out of nowhere, and then I won't be stalling out anymore. These things take more time than I ever would have expected before I actually started like trying so hard and doing it reasonably enough to actually start losing weight. Whenever I would like diet before, when I was like a teenager or whatever, I'd do it for like a week or two and then give up. And of course nothing's going to happen in that short of a time scale. So anyways, I don't know that I have a whole lot else to say. We're gonna see how 1800 treats me, and I'm trying to be careful about like, I still want to get at least like 145 grams or so of protein a day, which I know the sort of guideline people usually give is like 0.8 to 1.2 or so grams of protein per pound of body mass, or per kilo. I'm not sure which it is. I think it's per pound. But the thing is, I'm like 225 pounds. That much protein for like 225 grams a day within an 1800 calorie budget is just, there's no way. Especially because I'm trying to reduce my meat consumption for a variety of reasons. I'm not like a PETA type or anything. I still eat meat, but I want to eat less of it. And so like 225 grams a day within an 1800 calorie budget is like you're just sitting there eating chicken breast all day or some shit, like chicken breast and protein shakes. There's just, I can't manage that. Besides, most of that body weight is not lean mass, obviously. Like, I don't feel like I need a whole shitload of protein to sustain like all the fat that's still in my frame. So I'm thinking I'm aiming for at least 145 grams of protein a day still within this 1800 calorie budget. And if I can get more, great. But, and aside from that, just, I'm especially concerned about like getting enough vitamin D. I've been trying to get more sun, but I also take vitamins. Same thing with calcium. I take vitamins, but I also try to get at least some of it from my diet. And I'm, really trying to be mindful of that. Iron, my electrolytes, shit like that, because I do sweat a lot. But just trying to play it careful and keep checking in with my doctor and just not go fucking crazy about it. I think that's all I got for now. We'll see you next time. Maybe a relief to have a short one after how much I ramble. I'll see you around. All right, so actually, I kind of lied. There was more I was going to talk about, but I forgot about it as soon as I turned the camera on because I still get stage fright. Um, Loose skin. That's going to come up now because I don't really know what to do. I know that, there are all these different magic tricks people come up with that are supposed to help reduce loose skin. Jury's out on pretty much any and all of them. Probably none of them actually really do much. I'm aware of that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like getting rid of it, because I already know that story. The thing is, now that I have it, and oh God, it's always so bright in this room. Now that I have it, and I won't be getting rid of it anytime soon. How do I word this? There are occasions in which I might like to wear something that reveals a little bit of upper arm, for example. Really, there's nowhere else that I have loose skin that I wouldn't cover anyways. So really only the upper arms is the thing that I'm talking about. But I don't know whether to like just hide it basically or to just be like, fuck it. Everybody's doing body positivity now. I'm just gonna fucking let the bat wings fly and people can just deal with it. I don't know what to think. I was kind of, I guess, wondering about people's input on that, which I know is always a risky thing to do, especially when you're a really small channel like me. I don't have like a fan base to fall back on. And so a lot of the people that watch my shit are just like random motherfuckers who are kind of assholes to begin with. I'm not saying, that's all of you. But there are a lot of, I get a lot of comments that are definitely not very pleasant. And I'm thinking that that's probably just because, I don't have my, a lot of the larger channels have kind of, frankly, an army of simps, and I don't. So I just get the raw, unfiltered internet, which happens to include all kinds of people, some of them not so great. But anyways, yeah, I figure, honestly, if anything, that might give me a more accurate representation of the general public than just like a bunch of people who like already have developed this kind of parasocial relationship with me anyways. Who knows? Maybe I'm totally off base about that. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about it because for me personally, I would generally be of the mindset of like, fuck hiding anything about yourself, fuck what people think, just do what you want to do. It's not like you're walking around with your dick flapping in the wind, so who gives a fuck? But at the same time, I don't have very much self-esteem. I'm trying to speak here and failing badly at it. But yeah, I don't think very highly of myself to begin with, and I'm always really self-conscious. As much as it might sound funny coming from somebody who's like, got piercings and weird hair and is like gender fucked and everything. Despite all that, the fact of the matter is I don't actually really like drawing much attention to myself if I can avoid it. I especially don't like being like approached and spoken to by random strangers. So all these thoughts in my head of like, are people staring? Are people gonna like come up and try to talk to me about it? Or, are people disgusted by me as much as I am? These are thoughts that go through my head and I don't know what to do. I really wish in a perfect world where nobody really commented on anybody's appearance, then yeah, of course I would just do whatever the fuck I want and this wouldn't even be a question. But, such a perfect world does not exist. So yeah, I don't really know what to think. Because I've got a lot of stuff from back in the day, sort of like dresses in particular that either have no sleeves or like just really short like cap sleeves that are like maybe like that. And of course that doesn't cover the loose skin, not at all. Or like, especially if I'm at one of my fighting classes, like, I might want to just wear like fucking, my shorts. I do like compression shorts underneath like bike shorts. So like kind of knee length, but form fitting. and just a sports bra or something. Just, because fucking it gets hot in there and we, fight. It makes you break a fucking sweat like a motherfucker. So, and also just, because I've been wearing like a t-shirt over top this whole time, and that does get a little bit in the way sometimes. So yeah, I just, things like that, just random little situations, or like when I'm out running, the summer's coming up, and that's going to be brutal, no matter how you do it. So I don't know. I'm of a divided mind on that. And I haven't really talked to anybody about it, period, yet. Like, not even people in my personal life, honestly. So that's one that I'm going to be thinking about. While we're on the topic of loose skin, I might as well talk about it more. My belly obviously is a big area for loose skin, and the upper like 1/3 of my thighs has some loose skin, but like the bottom 2/3 of my thighs look, I'm still kind of big, but aside from that, they look fairly normal. But yeah, my upper arms, especially like if I just have my arms like down by my sides like normally, like right there on the bicep, basically, it gets all fucking wrinkly. It just looks kind of bad. Shit like that. It's not too crazy out of control, but I'm also not done losing weight yet, so we'll see what happens. I think it does help that, this process has not been particularly slow. I'm not sure of the veracity of people's claims that, the slower you lose weight, the less loose skin you'll have to deal with. I'm not sure it's necessarily about the rate at which you lose weight, so much as it's just about how much time passes. Because if it takes you like 2 years to lose the weight, that's 2 years for your skin to kind of adjust, Whereas if you lose that same amount of weight all at once, of course the loose skin is going to be really noticeable. But it may still kind of, somewhat correct itself over the course of the next 2 years. So I'm thinking that regardless of what I do, first off, I'm just going to keep losing weight. But even after I seem to be finally at like a goal weight that I can accept, and I stay there for a while, I'm still going to wait at least like a year before I start looking into any kind of like, skin removal options or anything. If I could ever even afford such a thing, I'm kind of doubtful of that, frankly. I might just kind of be stuck with it forever because I'm kind of broke as it is now, and I don't necessarily find much reason to believe that my position in life is going to just like pop off all of a sudden anytime soon, which is sad to say at the age of 27, but I kind of fucked my life pretty early on, so oops. Anyways, I won't get into bitching about that. I just wanted to bring up the loose skin situation because it's been on my mind a lot and it is relevant and something that people should be aware of. But I also, I don't want to push the idea that anyone should be ashamed of it just because I'm like weird about it. The fact of the matter is, like, the way my mindset is, I'm just always going to hate my body no matter what, probably. So I definitely hate it less now. I'm definitely doing a lot better. But still, I'm just kind of a self-loathing person. Just probably something I should work on. But anyways, that's enough. Next time. Bye.